Hi, Tony DeWitt here, Missouri appellate attorney and a guy who likes to make the law make sense on YouTube. So, when you've been shopping on Amazon or Best Buy or other places like that, have you looked at the reviews and you wondered, wow, I've used that product and I didn't think it deserved a 5-star review? Well, there might be a reason. Let's discuss it down at the beach. Because this video is about honest reviews, I want to invite you to stay tuned at the end for a honest review that I wrote of a place called Fowl in Destin, Florida. I think you might get a kick out of this one. So recently I got this card in the mail and I thought, most of the stuff that I get in the mail is nonsense, wanting to sell some other thing, something that I've previously bought, somebody giving you another opportunity to waste your money on another equally useless product. And that is, frankly, a sin I'm kind of guilty of sometimes. So it bothered me a little bit when I got this card that essentially asked me, well, I won't give you the readout on it. Let's take a look at the card. So this is what the card says. Dear Sir/Madam, you have been our lucky buyer when you receive this card because you purchased our wireless lavalier microphone on Amazon. Now you can get a $30 Amazon gift card by only 3 steps. 1. Find your Amazon orders of wireless microphone for iPhone. 2. Write a product review, 5 stars only. 3. Take the screenshot and send it with your order to our email box, and then they list the email box. Order ID is for checking. Yeah, I'm not so sure of that. They could be trying to scam your Amazon account. And you'll get our $30 Amazon gift card in 3 days. Attention, please don't attach this card picture when you leave reviews for your account security. Yeah, for my account security. Don't let the $30 run away. Move now. So it seems to me that what the manufacturer is doing here is essentially comping people to these products in order to get 5-star reviews. In order to get 4 or 5-star reviews, you give away $30 to 5 or 6 people, and people look at that and they see the most recent reviews or 5-star reviews, and hey, great, that sounds like a great piece of equipment for me. Now, if I had used this product and I had gotten 5-star service out of that product, I would have been happy to write them a review for free. In fact, I do write a lot of reviews on Amazon for stuff that I buy that I like. But seeing as how that particular microphone made me sound like I was doing a Pee Wee Herman imitation at the bottom of a well while surrounded by honking geese, I just did not feel like it was such a good product that I ought to write a 5-star review on it. Now, it does have certain benefits. It will work at a longer range than something with a cord. And in other ways, it is, it's certainly fine if all you're doing is trying to record something like a presentation for a group of people. If you're not really worried about the audio quality, it's fine. But one of the things that I learned from my viewers here on YouTube was that when I used that product, one of my channels was about 30 milliseconds behind the other channel. And so it gave that odd, quirky little echo effect on my audio. And although you can clean that up sometimes with Final Cut Pro, it was a bad deal for me and I didn't like the microphone. But it got me to wondering about what kind of people send money to people in order to get reviews. And in the ham radio community, there is a lot of, shall we say, purchased product reviews. Now, not from the more reputable of the commentators on there, the people with large channels who understand that they have a reputation to uphold and they have to give an honest opinion. And so whenever I am in the market for a new product like that, I go watch the reviews, and I have 3 or 4 people that I trust. One of them has a particularly interesting name, Temporarily Offline. I love watching his stuff because I always know that whether it's good or whether it's bad or whether it's just he's going to say so. Same thing with Ham Radio Dude and Ham Radio 2.0 and Ham Radio Crash Course. All of those folks give honest reviews, even though in many cases people send them stuff to review. Hey, here's a $800 radio. Why don't you review it? Oh, and then when you're finished reviewing it, you can either keep it or give it away. And there are a lot of ham radio folks out there with 15 radios, but most of them are people who have bought them. So what most of these guys do is they give this stuff away because they don't want to have to go rent a storage container somewhere to handle all of the stuff that they have. But be that as it may, some of the other folks who don't have quite as large of a channel, I worry sometimes that they're getting free stuff to review and either aren't telling people that they're getting free stuff to review, or they aren't disclosing the nature of the arrangement. I'll give you a good example of that. About a year and a half ago, one of the Chinese manufacturers came out with a radio. Let me see if I can explain. The maximum power you can radiate on a ham radio is 1500 watts. And you can pretty much bounce signals off the moon and hit anywhere you want with a radio that'll do 1500 watts, assuming good atmospheric conditions. But some people don't feel like that's very much of a challenge, and frankly, it's not. And so what they do is they do something called QRP radio. And QRP is a Q signal. It's a signal that radio operators used to use and send Morse code, QRP, and people would know that they were using low power. And low power has generally come to mean below 10 watts. A lot of the radios only do 5 watts, and in fact, a lot of radios that only send Morse code, those radios sometimes are 100 milliwatts or 1 watt or half a watt. So the ability to use those and reach somebody, halfway across the country is considered to be quite the feat. So this radio company came out with a QRP radio. It was designed to be used at under 10 watts. And it was immediately received by what I would call the techies in ham radio. The people who like to tear things apart and put them back together just to see if they can. Not actually, but sort of virtually take them apart and put them back together. And within a couple of weeks, they had cracked the operating system on this radio and they'd made modifications to it. They changed the software. And essentially, these guys, because they're hobbyists, essentially rewrote the code for the radio company. And a lot of the changes that those guys had made wound up showing up in later versions. So it's pretty interesting. But the initial reviews of that radio were quite poor until after there were 4 or 5 different versions of the firmware in that radio to make it improve. So reviews can, in some instances, actually assist the manufacturer in producing a better product because you know that these are the problems that consumers have had with it. And so something like this microphone, if you get a number of bad reviews, you pull the product off the market, you fix whatever's wrong with it, and you put it back on. But if you go on Amazon, you can find probably 30 different versions of essentially the same microphone. While there are multiple versions of the same microphone, they do have minor cosmetic differences, but the bottom line is these are all the same microphone at their core. It looks the same. I'm pretty sure it operates the same way. The only difference is it has different connectors for like iPhone and Android and that kind of thing. Why you would need an external lavalier microphone for an iPhone, I have not yet figured out, but apparently people do, and they use them quite frequently. I prefer not to shoot anything on an iPhone unless it's going to be a short, because I don't feel like the video quality is quite as good. And I have an older iPhone. I have an iPhone version 8, which means I'm what, 6 versions behind maybe? Who knows? Maybe 7 or 8. I don't know. But it works, and I'm not getting rid of it until it stops working. And I'm just kind of strange like that. I don't believe you should go out and buy something else just because it's out there. To get back to the reviews, if someone discloses that they are reviewing a product that was sent to them for free, I have no problem with evaluating their review because they've disclosed what their interest is, right? But when somebody says, hey, we'll pay you $30 for your review of our product, and you don't disclose it, that you're getting actual money for it, an Amazon gift card is fungible. You can get a lot of different things with an Amazon gift card. You can go into Whole Foods and use it. So there are a lot of problems, in my view, with taking money for a review. The thing that really stood out on this card, and I'll show it to you here in just a second, is I'll show it to you right up here. Maybe no, I think I'll show it. I'll show it right there. We go. I'll show it right here. It says essentially that we will only give the $30 gift card for 5-star reviews. So I guess I'd be fine with doing a 5-star review, giving it 5 stars, and then saying this product made me sound like I was doing a Pee Wee Herman imitation at the bottom of a well, surrounded by honking geese. And it would be an honest review. It would just not be an honest number of stars. And I would also put on there, by the way, I was paid $30 to give this guy, this particular product a 5-star rating, but I wanted to make sure you understood that it isn't really worth that 5 stars. I mean, I could certainly do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to throw this in the garbage when I'm done with my video here today. What irritates me about this is that people listen to those reviews or watch those reviews, particularly people who do video reviews. They listen and watch those reviews and they make purchase decisions on them without knowing that those reviews have essentially been purchased. And I think that's wrong. I would really be interested in your comments, whether you've seen this, whether you've gotten similar cards, if you've purchased something on Amazon. I'm really interested in finding out exactly how widespread this process is. I'm trying to figure out if it's because I've written a lot of reviews on Amazon, or if perhaps it's just something that they shotgun out to a whole bunch of different people with the idea that they'll get, 400 or 500, positive reviews if they do this. So that's what I have for you today. It's probably a little bit off topic in terms of the law, but it's really very irritating when you are getting a card from somebody asking you for a review and telling you you only get paid for that review if you give them 5 stars. Well, then that's not a review. That's essentially a product endorsement, a product placement. And you shouldn't be thinking about doing that. All right, as promised, here is my review of Party Fowl. If the idea of chewing up some nuclear fuel rods that taste like chicken, having a side of molten lava that tastes like collard greens, and having nothing but Pepsi products to wash away the pain is attractive to you, then by all means go to Party Fowl. They have attentive waitstaff, a full bar, lots of sports on television, and a fine atmosphere, but this is not your Nashville's Party Fowl. We've been there, and the food is spicy, but not on par with nuclear waste. At Destin, I had the hot chicken at a medium spice level. I could eat about a third of it before the epigastric distress made finishing the meal impossible. I know I went through at least 2 large glasses of tea. Whatever they are doing at the Destin location, it isn't what they're doing at the mothership. Holy cow, that had to be their poultrygeist level. There is no way a rational human with a human gastrointestinal system could eat and enjoy that medium chicken. Apparently the word is getting around as there were only 2 other couples at the restaurant. If that were not bad enough, on the way home at the rest area on the 85 near Tuskegee, the chicken said goodbye, which left me feeling like I'd taken a soak in a pan of boiling oil. And one poor soul who wandered in while the gas-propelled exodus was occurring backed out immediately saying, "Darn, not my finest hour." They think the guy they found passed out outside the men's room will recover. It's amazing how many people know CPR these days. Now, as I said, the people were great, very kind, and I did enjoy the beignets, but I won't be going back until someone from the mothership does one of those undercover boss things and figures out who's dumping all those ghost peppers into the sauce. Hope you enjoyed that. All right, that's what I have. Thank you very much. If you have the opportunity today, go out of your way and do something nice for somebody. And one of the nice things you can do is not leave a false review on Amazon. Not that I would do that, but other people might. So thank you again for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll catch you down here at the beach next time. If you like this video, here are a few others you might try, and don't forget to subscribe. Have a terrific day, guys.